today's video. If it's your first time here, hi, welcome. Please consider subscribing and join the family as we journey on to a happy life. On today's video, I want to share some tips with you guys on how you could save money this December and how you could plan for December and January so that you are not stressed out about back to school season and so that you guys have enough money to get you through until the end of January. So if you want to learn a few tips to save and to plan ahead for next year so that you don't have to be stressed out about January, then keep on watching. My first tip that I have for you guys is to do a weekly budget. Normally, we have either 4 weeks or 5 weeks in a month, but I know that when we get paid at the end of November, normally most people or some people would get paid in the middle of December, which means from now, when I'm filming this video, it's the 30th of November. So from now until the next payday, which is maybe the 18th to 20th, 15th to 18th of December, there's only going to be 3 weeks that we need to budget for, versus from the 15th or 18th that week of December to the end of January, there's 6 weeks that we have to budget for. So I just want you guys, if you normally do a monthly budget, just for this season, do a weekly budget. It will make things much easier to manage and it will make things much easier to control, because you know, if we see that, hey, this paycheck I only have to account for 3 weeks, then we might end up having extra money left and we're going to be saying, hey, I've got this extra money, why don't we buy more presents for the kids, go eat out more, we've got the extra money. But then come January, we actually have 6 weeks that we need to budget for, but now we only have the budget for 4 weeks, and then we're like, oh, we're kind of a bit short on money and we're not going to make it to the end of the month. So that is why I say do a weekly budget for December and January. If you're like me and you got paid now in this week, then and you're getting paid again in the week from the 15th to the 18th of December, then you've got 3 weeks in December to budget for. And if you're getting paid again at the end of January, then you've got 6 weeks in January to budget for. But look at your calendar, look at when you're getting paid, and do a weekly budget. Tip number 2 that I have for you guys is to budget every paycheck separately. Now, what I mean by this is, I know that some of us are going to get a bonus. Some of us, we all probably got paid at the end of November. We're probably going to get a paycheck in December, either middle of December or end of December. We might get a bonus. Some of us are guaranteed a 13th paycheck. But what I want you to say is budget every paycheck separately. Do not say calculate everything all together and say, oh, for December I'm going to get paid $30,000, for example, where you're going to maybe get paid $10,000 at the end of November, $10,000 on like the 18th of December, and then $10,000 bonus. Now you're going to say, oh, I'm getting paid $30,000, I can spend, I've got so much money. Come January, we realize, you know, the money goes so quickly and our budget is tight and we kind of have to be stressed out, go into debt for our school, back to school stuff, and we don't want to have to do that. So very importantly, budget every single paycheck / income separately. The third thing that I have for you guys is do not budget for money that you don't have. What I mean by this is, I know in the past, some of my colleagues, they used to say, come November, they're not going to pay their bills. Why? Because they know that in December, they're going to get a bonus and they're just going to use that bonus to catch up with their bills. Don't budget for money that you don't already have in your bank account. I mean, your paycheck, yeah, you can budget for that because you kind of know that it's coming. But for something like a bonus, don't budget for a bonus unless you are guaranteed that it's going to come. Unless you have like a guaranteed 13th paycheck, or something like that, don't budget for money that you don't have. You'll end up spending money and then anything can happen. You never know. Maybe the company decides we didn't do so well this year. It's 2020, COVID happened. We can't afford to give you guys a bonus. And then you maybe have budgeted for it, or you spend money and you realize, oh no, I'm not actually getting a bonus. And then you have to go into debt to get yourself through, January. All right. The fourth, I can't count anymore. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is do not skip your bills. I know that I've heard some talk of colleagues of mine in the past where they would say, I'm not paying my bills this month because I'm going to get a bonus in December, so I'm just going to skip it. Or I'm going to go to the bank and withdraw every single cent out of the bank so that the bank cannot take the what do you call that, direct deposits or debit orders, because it's festive season and you want to have fun, you want to go to parties, you want to spoil your kids, you want to drive out, have brides, go to the beach, whatever. So you want to spend this money, so you skip your bills and you think to yourself, YOLO, I can focus on paying back my bills again in January. Don't do that, you guys. You will end up regretting it. You're just digging a big hole for yourself. Be responsible and pay all of your bills. Don't skip your bills, you guys. Another tip that I actually just realized myself, it's the fifth tip that I have for you guys, is arrange for your debit orders to go off sooner. And this helps you with the previous tip as well. It helps you so that you don't skip your bills, because I know for me in the past, my debit orders are set to go off on the 1st of every month. And sometimes by come the 30th of the month and I'm like, wow, I can't spend this money now because I need my debit orders to go off. And there was a situation where I was on maternity leave and I had no other choice but to spend the money, and my debit orders ended up bouncing back, how do you call it, and I needed to pay double the next month. So just for now, because you're getting paid earlier, make sure to go to the bank and arrange that your debit orders go off as soon as you get paid. So if you're going to get paid on the 15th of December, make sure your debit orders go off on the 16th of December, so that you don't end up spending that money, and when the time comes to the 30th of December, you don't have any money left for your debit orders to go off, or the little money that you have budgeted for January ends up getting taken by the bank because your debit order still needs to go off. So you can go to the bank and make an arrangement so that for December that your debit orders will go off earlier while you still have money in the bank account, and then you don't have to worry about it. You can spend your money not frivolously, you still have to be intentional about your money, but at least you don't have to worry about your debit orders. They're done. You can sleep sound at night. All right. The sixth tip that I have for you guys is set aside your January budget now already. So like I said, that there's probably 6 weeks in January that you have to budget for. And I don't know, this could be different from family to family, but what your weekly grocery budget is for your family. Say for example, that's $500 a month or $700 a month, whatever it is. You have 6 months that you need to budget for in January, for example, or you work out according to when you're going to get paid, how many weeks you have left to budget for. And then take that $500 or $700 and divide it by the weeks that you have. So for me, it will be 6 weeks and $500. That means $3,000 I need to put away to be set for groceries in January. So in December, on the 18th of December, when I get my paycheck, I need to take $3,000 and put that aside as my weekly grocery budget, so that I know that I'm set for groceries for the rest of January. And I don't have to stress about, come January, where we're going to get money to buy bread. and apples and yogurt and things and snacks for food for the kids for school and lunch boxes and whatever and this and that. So set aside your grocery budget right now for January already. First of all, the second thing is our bills for January has already been taken care of because we decided to go to the bank and make our debit orders go off sooner, so we don't have to be worried about that. The second thing, our grocery budget has now been taken care of because we took it out of our budget. We put it somewhere safe in a separate savings account or somewhere in a drawer where nobody can get to it. We put it somewhere safe. The third thing that you also want to take care of in January is your back to school supplies. You know how many kids you have and you know how much you spend per kid on back to school supplies, school clothes, stationery, school fees, everything like that. So say if you have 2 kids and you spend $1,000 per kid for this, then you need to put away $2,000 with that $3,000 for January. Then you don't have to be stressed in January. You don't have to be worried about where the money's going to come from, and most importantly, you don't need to go into debt in January. We don't want to go into any more debt, you guys. We're trying to get out of debt. We're trying to it's the new year. We don't want to start the new year on a bad financial note. We want to start it strongly this year, and we don't want to go into debt for these things. So set aside your January budget in December and put it away somewhere safe where you don't have to be stressed about it. Then you know, come January, I don't have to worry, my money has already been set aside. Right, this comes to the shop. The 7th tip, you guys, is a shopping tip for you guys. Go to the bank and withdraw cash. There is science and studies and tests that have been done where it was figured out that it hurts more when you spend physical cash. When you're swiping your debit card everywhere, you don't feel the pain of the money going. You give them your debit card, they swipe it, they give you your debit card back. But when you're spending physical hard money, you give them the money, you don't get your money back. So it hurts when you spend physical cash. So if you're going to buy Christmas presents, if you're going to buy food for Christmas, whatever you're going to buy, withdraw the money at the ATM and then go and spend cash. It will make you spend less money. That's another money saving tip that I have for you guys. And that tip I learned from Dave Ramsey. Tip number 8 I have for you guys is be intentional with your money. Be intentional with your money, you guys. Don't just spend money, by the way, frivolously. Always think and budget. You know, this comes in line with setting up a budget for yourself. Know that, okay, I give myself an $800 budget for Christmas presents, and I have 2 kids, and I need to find Christmas presents for those 2 kids under $800. Don't go into the shop thinking, oh, but this looks cool, I can buy them this. Oh, but it's actually over my budget. Maybe, no, don't do that, you guys. Be intentional with your money. Have a goal, set a goal for yourself to say, okay, for my son, I'm going to spend so much on a Christmas present. For my daughter, I'm going to spend so much on a Christmas present. And then stick to it. Don't go over budget. For Christmas dinner, for Christmas Eve, or for Christmas lunch, or for New Year's Eve, or for Boxing Day, give yourself a budget and say, my budget for this day is $500, and I'm not going over that budget no matter what. And you take that $500, you withdraw it from the bank, and you make a list of the things that you need to buy for it so that you don't go over budget. And then you be smart with your money. Be intentional. Think, where can I save? Where can I get a good deal? Do I really need this? Do I really want this? Can we get by without this? And trust me, you guys, if you start thinking this way and being intentional with your money, you'll end up saving a lot more, not only for the December season, but for the rest of the year as well. The 9th tip that I have for you guys is budget in the fun stuff as well. If you want to go to Dolphin Park this year with your family, if you want to go to go-karting, if you want to go quad biking, whatever it is, you guys, budget in the fun stuff as well. You know, I'm not saying that you just have to stay at home and not spend any money at all. I mean, yes, there are a lot of free stuff that you guys can do as well. You can get creative, and there's a lot of free fun stuff that you can do. or low budget fun stuff that you can do, but budget in the fun stuff as well. If you want to go-karting with your family, budget it in, but just be intentional with your money and know where all your money is going to go, and have a plan for your money and have a plan for this December so that you're not worried and stressed out in January, guys. This is all about not being stressed out in January. No more Januworry. We don't want to worry in January, you guys. We want to be happy and at peace in January. So be intentional with your money, budget in the fun stuff, have a plan for your money, and let's go. This is the last tip. Tip number 10 that I have for you guys is learn to say no. It's as simple as that. No thank you. We're not going to take part in the Christmas Secret Santa this year because we're trying to save money, we're trying to get out of debt. You don't even have to say that. You guys, saying no does not mean you're saying no forever. It doesn't mean you're never going to do it again. It just means for right now, we're gonna say no. And that's okay. That's okay. It's not the end of the world, you guys. There's other things that you can take part in that are free. No thank you. We're not going to go quad biking with you guys because that wasn't in our plan and in our budget. I know, you guys, I know the pressure of friends and family inviting you and saying, hey, why don't you guys come quad biking with us? And you're like, oh yeah, cool, it'll be so fun. And you get there and it's like, oh, you see, it's quite expensive. Hey, this $200, I didn't really have it in my budget, but whatever, it's December. And you end up spending it, and come January, you're like, damn, I really shouldn't have gone quad biking because now I'm stuck. I don't know how am I going to get through January. So you guys, learn to say no. And I'm not saying that we're going to say no forever. It's just a season. There's a time and a reason and a season for everything. So maybe right now we're going to be saying no to a lot of things, but there will be a season where we can say yes to those things again. So it all comes down to it, you guys. Be intentional with your money. And that also comes along with tithing, you guys. Being intentional with your money and being a good server, a good stewardess of the money that you have been given, comes along with tithing, you guys. Make sure that you give your tithe this season. Make sure that you give your tithe this season as well. And then just another, okay, I've given 10 tips, you guys, but this is something that I want to stress. Do not go into debt this December season. Please do not go into debt this December season. Do not spend your money so unintentionally, so frivolously that you have to stress and be worried in January. You guys, I don't want you to be stressed in January. I don't want you to be stressed out about back to school season. I don't want you to go into debt because you need to buy school clothes and stationery. I don't want us to have that same cycle of, you know, borrowing money, paying it back, borrowing money, being in a rat's wheel, just running the race constantly, just working to pay off debt. It's a new year coming, you guys. We don't want to live like that anymore. So make sure that you follow these tips so that you guys cannot be so worried and stressed out financially in January anymore. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you find it helpful. I hope you guys will follow some of these tips, follow all of these tips. Share this video with your friends and family. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Leave me a comment down below, anything you want. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in the next one. Bye!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a